This Texas Winds performance has been generously sponsored by Belmont Village, Senior Living, Turtle Creek. This performance was recorded at the Shigeru Kawai Concert Hall in Plano, Texas.
Hello and welcome to this Texas Winds mini concert. For over 35 years, Texas Winds has been providing musical concerts for senior living facilities, hospitals, and Head Start programs. My name is Patrice Koenig and I play the piano. And for my program today, I'm going to start with a very well-known piece by Johann Sebastian Bach. Bach wrote a lot of keyboard works in his lifetime, but in the Baroque era, those pieces would have been played on either organ or harpsichord, but today we get to play them on the piano. He wrote an entire book of preludes and fugues, and I would like to play for you today the very first prelude in C major. An interesting thing to know about this piece is back in the 1960s, when NASA sent up Voyager 1, they made a little bit of a time capsule and put in what was called a golden record. And on that record, they featured this work by Bach. So I hope you enjoy this prelude number 1 in C major. My next selection comes from the German composer Ludwig van Beethoven. Beethoven wrote a lot of very famous works that we still enjoy today, like his many symphonies and the Moonlight Sonata. And I'd like to play a piece for you today that I think everyone knows, called Für Elise. You don't hear it played too much in concert these days, but it's a lovely piece. And there's many stories about who this person was named Elise. One of the stories suspects that it was one of Beethoven's piano students that he had feelings for. In fact, he proposed marriage to her, but she turned him down. This piece has 3 different sections and is in what we call rondo form, which just means that the first section keeps coming back throughout the piece. So that's something to listen for in this work by Beethoven called Für Elise. My next selection comes from the composer Frédéric Chopin. Chopin was born in Poland and then later emigrated to France. He was a wonderful piano prodigy, and all of his compositions include piano. Most of them are piano solos. He wrote different forms like the mazurka, ballade, polonaise, and he wrote a whole bunch of waltzes. And today I'd like to play a waltz for you. His most famous waltz is the Minute Waltz, but this one I think you'll recognize as well. This piece is the waltz in C sharp minor. My next selection is by the French composer Claude Debussy. Debussy is known for writing during what was called the Impressionistic time frame. And if you think about a painting of Monet, everything's a little blurry or foggy. And the way we achieve that on the piano is by using a little bit more pedal, and we get that little blurry feeling to our piece. The piece that I would like to play for you today is one of his two arabesques. An arabesque is a ballet position, but Debussy described his arabesque as using a curved line to show how nature moves. So I hope you enjoy this work by Debussy, his first arabesque. My final selection today is a piece by the Texas composer Scott Joplin, who was born near Texarkana. Scott Joplin wrote a lot of pieces that were called rags, which just refers to the rhythm of the piece. You get a very steady left hand with a syncopation in the right hand. He wrote over 100 rags, and I think what's interesting is they have very fun names like the pineapple rag or the fig leaf rag or the peacherine rag. But today I'm going to play for you one of the first rags that he ever wrote and what I think is his most famous rag, and that is the maple leaf rag.
This project is supported in part by an award from the National Endowment for the Arts, the Texas Commission on the Arts, and grants from the cities of Dallas, Richardson, Mesquite, DeSoto, and Garland.